Sean Carson is a singer, songwriter, producer, and the creator of the new web series Carson. We talk about his journey being born and raised in Terrell, Texas, his route through Seattle, and pursuing a music career in Los Angeles. Enjoy. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Domo.
And I go by the name of Yoshiko.
We sit with entrepreneurs and artists across disciplines to share their stories, insight, and gems. Their journey will inspire you to think about community and your own narrative, how it shapes who you are, and what your legacy will be.
You're listening to No Blueprint.
No Blueprint. To No Blueprint. To No Blueprint.
You are listening to No Blueprint.
We are live. We are here.
We
No
live.
Blueprint podcast with a special guest who's only in town for a few hours, and so we had to make it happen. Who are you, sir?
My name is Sean Carson, aka. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna start.
BKA.
AKA.
Yes.
R&B champ. No, I'm just playing.
Terrell, Texas.
Terrell, Texas, man. That's the humble beginning.
Tell me about it.
Terrell, Texas. It's about 15,000 people, maybe.
Okay.
And home of Jamie Foxx.
Yep.
That's our pride and joy. That's our number one go.
That's
We
the
got
second.
Jamie Foxx.
That's the second person I think of when I think of Terrell, Texas.
Really? Who's the first person?
You. Yeah, Sean Carson.
Oh.
That's the first. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I'd be like,
Mama,
oh, yeah.
we made it.
I'm like, oh yeah, Jamie's from there too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jamie.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamie's there first. He was there first. I like to think of myself as I guess you could say a Jamie prodigy.
Okay.
So I'm following a lot of footsteps in my own different way, but
Yeah.
it's definitely it's ballpark.
15,000 people
About 15,000 people. You got the white side and the black side,
in the train tracks.
and that's the train. That's what separates it. The train tracks. You take yourself on the other side of them train tracks. You're on the white side.
And I know
South Terrell.
And I know from following you on social media, your grandfather owned a store,
He owned a barbershop,
a barbershop.
a plaza.
Okay, tell
He
me
had
about
his
it.
own plaza.
Talk about it.
Okay, we just rest in peace to the plaza, and rest in peace to my grandpa Roy D. Burton. We just actually demolished the barbershop / plaza, but he had a barbecue pit, and he had a barbershop, then he had a beauty salon.
Oh, so we had multiple.
Yeah,
What came first?
I'm not sure. I think it was just a barbershop.
Okay.
That was first, and then he built on and he built on.
And then he was like, we needed the women. Needed
But
the
for years, none of it was. I don't think the beauty salon was functional for very long, but the barbecue, he kept it open from here and there.
Yeah.
But the barbershop, that was a cornerstone
That's
of
dope.
Terrell community culture, because my grandfather, he kept people in music, so he would always buy the newest music.
Yeah.
So he had like 50 before, like grandpa, you got 50? He's in there, yeah, grandson, hey, grandson. Like, yeah, so it was real cool to have like a grandpa that was like, he was in pop culture, he was into that.
Yeah.
And so all the kids who were kind of into that would go to my grandpa and get cut up.
to get it. Okay.
Yeah, but they always would, it's funny though, they always would tease me, because my grandpa, like, he had the barbershop, but he had the barbecue pit, right?
Yeah.
So he'd be eating and be cutting people's hair. So they tease me.
Because he
at
needed to make you
school.
hungry.
Yeah.
But
They'd be like, yeah, man, your granddaddy got all cracker crumbs in my head, man. He eating chicken and shit. It's
like,
he
what is
got
it?
all this grease in my head.
did this come from me?
Nah, that's just, wave grease. That's
Trying to get you them waves.
He's
son.
trying to get you them waves. Yeah.
What do you know? What year he opened?
Nah, man, I gotta figure that out myself.
Okay.
I want to know. Maybe one of the fans or one of these history buffs, they'll come and tell me.
Yeah.
Somebody always trying to give you some information.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you.
Right. Well, because I'm thinking about it from just a entrepreneur standpoint, right?
It definitely was that.
If that was the case, that had to have some effect on you in just seeing, okay, my grandfather, he didn't run one business, he ran three. And so
Honestly, as a kid, I never really was exposed to that room of thought.
yeah.
It was more so I had to be an adult real quick.
Okay.
So it's to think about entrepreneurship and growth in a mentality of that direction.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that until I was out on my own.
Okay.
And so everything from more so being a man had to be fast tracked.
Yeah.
I learned on the go rather than to be, okay, hey, grandson, this is what this is,
Yeah.
this is. But to see him, like to know, like looking back now in retrospect, to know like this is what he was doing.
Right.
And he had multiple pieces of land and he had multiple, business ventures going on at once.
Crazy.
It's like, it lets you know that he had a blueprint for me.
Absolutely.
But it's just, I never really got to the point. And when he passed away, that was back in, I think, 2012, that kind of hurt. It hurt so bad because I didn't talk to him for a long time.
Right.
We had our, family had their arguments and their disagreements, but, and then I got real cool with him, and then he left me. I feel like, and so it's like,
yeah, bittersweet.
It's so bittersweet. It was the last couple years of his life. It was real cool. We had those great conversations. I was here, so I wasn't back home, but every time I came back home, I would make sure I went and saw him, and he would kick it, and it was cool. It was cool. It was a great relationship.
That's great. Well, and to just think that, like, from a land perspective, and to think what land is worth now, right, and just and I sit back, like my grandmother still owns property in Alexandria, Louisiana, and it's actually something that I plan to do is shoot a documentary about her property and like how that property came into our family. What does it mean to still have that piece of property? Like, I'm not ever gonna move back to Alexandria, Louisiana, but
if I did,
I got some land. Like, it's mine, right? And so, when did you start playing sports?
Dude, I started playing sports as early as I can remember. The first sport I played was soccer. I think I was like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And I played in Terrell. I actually played for our names were the Little Rascals.
Okay.
And my mom, I think I played maybe one game and I got taken out because my knees were underdeveloped.
Oh.
So I kept like tripping over the ball and I wasn't as like coordinated as the other kids at the time.
Yeah.
So then she just took me out.
She was like, nah,
That's just saying it. So then they put a basketball in my hand, put a football in my hand, and I started playing that. And that, honestly, I like to tell people all the time, basketball saved my life.
Okay.
Like, without a doubt. Like, it kept me out the streets. It kept me meeting new people, and just my want and desire to just be better than everyone else.
Okay.
It's like in my little area, my neighborhood. That's what kept me going. So,
did you have siblings?
Yeah, I have like 9 siblings, man.
Okay, wow.
So my mom has 6 boys, my dad has 5.
Okay.
So yeah, we got fam.
Always around.
We out here.
Yes.
I'm the second to the oldest, so it's always a chip on the shoulder to always try to uplift the family and keep everybody in a positive spirit or keep everybody moving forward.
Don't mess it up.
Don't mess it up. Look at me. Look at me.
People are watching. You're being watched at all times.
Look at me. You can do what you want to do.
Right.
Trust
right.
me.
What was it? So then, basketball over football.
Dude, okay. No.
I was gonna say. I was like, you said basketball saved your life, but
basketball saved my life, man. I'm telling you, in the streets. So in the streets, as far as growing up, when you're playing basketball, I say basketball saved my life because we used to move a lot.
Right.
So I was as a kid, I was a victim of a lot of domestic violence disputes. Mm-hmm. So we move a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. And I'm not talking about just like, we moved a couple times.
Right.
So we moved a lot. Like, I've been to probably about 4 or 5 different high schools, like 3 or 4 different middle schools, and I can't even count how many elementary schools I've been to. I've been to a lot. So when you're the new kid at school and, you really haven't gained a sense of self or really built self-esteem, it's like the only way to meet other kids is through common, denominators, which for me was basketball.
Right.
So if I could play basketball and I'm real good, they're going to want to be my friend. So I used to just play. You never see me without a basketball.
Okay.
So when I go to a new school or when I find, it was racing because in 3rd grade, I was the fastest nigga in 3rd grade. There was nobody from the 3rd to the 5th. Whatever school I went to, I would just pop up like,
who want to race?
Who the fastest? Take me to the fastest person. All right, who the best at basketball here? Take me to him. And I just go, on guard, man.
Right.
Challenge. What's up? What you got? So then it went from there, basketball. But then football, man. Football, that's my natural habitat.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing better than smacking somebody that's 4 or 5 times your size. Just to let them know, like, I'm smaller than you, but
What position?
slot receiver.
Okay.
And I played quarterback for a minute, but slot receiver is my place.
Okay.
I'm like small, I got long arms and big hands. I love to catch the football. I love, like, I can jump high. So it's like,
absolutely.
Football is just my natural habitat. Like,
what did you play in high school?
High school, I played wide receiver. I was starting receiver for Terrell Tigers.
Okay.
2006, I'm an all-region receiver. I should have been all-state, but we're not going to talk about it. That's a matter of numbers and politics.
Some hate?
Yeah, some hate, some numbers, some politics.
Okay.
I'm definitely Dallas Morning News Newcomer of the Year.
Hey, look it up.
You know, hey.
You can Google him.
You know, I don't got too many accolades, but I got the right ones.
You can Google it.
You know, so football really, I started playing football at Singing Hills in Oak Cliff. And I played for the Vikings. I played quarterback there for a minute, and then we moved. So I never got to stick my feet into. I never got to get my roots into the ground and be like even scouted or any of that.
Right.
But it was just wherever I pop up, you're like, where does this kid come from?
Yeah.
Put him in the game.
Did you know? Did you want to go to play college ball? Was that?
Nobody was telling. I was going to the NFL.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go to the NFL. My mom's poor.
Yeah.
I'm going to the NFL. I'm gonna feed everybody. That was the mentality.
Okay.
But I think that every kid in Seattle, not in Seattle, but every kid in Texas, if you grew up in Texas and you're part of the football culture, you're going to the league. If you got the talent.
Because Texas is...
That's football state.
That's football.
Friday Night Lights, remember the movie? That was my life. That was legitimately like, that's probably one of the best times of my life is being on the field on a Friday night. Yeah. The stands are nuts. Yeah. And I'm the starting receiver. And you know what? It's a fade route right now. What you gonna do? And he's been talking shit the whole time. And I just wait till they throw me the ball. Just wait till they throw me the ball. They gonna throw me the ball. Right. Wait till they throw me this ball. Yeah. And when they do, it's on. And I do my thing. Yeah. And I do my thing, man. Yes. So football was great. And I got a chance to go to college and play football. I went to Abilene Christian University. That was my first college.
Where's that?
That's in Abilene, Texas. Okay. So that's West Texas. I got to play I started receiver on the freshman team there my freshman year. Mm-hmm. But then what wound up happening is the basketball team, I went in for a workout, and they brought me over, and I also started point guard for the freshman team. So I started both basketball and football on the freshman team. So I thought that was great. I thought I was going somewhere. Yeah. And then I got kicked out of school.
How you get kicked out of school?
For not being able to pay tuition, man. Oh. So most of my life, shortcomings have been just because we've lacked the financial,
Wait, so they didn't give you a scholarship or anything?
Dude, they were like, this is what they told me. They called me in the office and they said, well, if you can find a way to pay this semester, we'll help you out. We got you next semester. We got you. Get the fuck out. And it was like, I couldn't get a cosigner. It was a desert. It was like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And I went home, man. Yeah, that's how I got kicked out of school.
That's crazy.
They cut my card off. You know how you get a swipe card? Yeah. You get into the dorm with swipe card, you get your food. Stop. They cut mine off, man. I was at school for like a month. Shout out to my cousin and my old roommate. This was first quarter? Lampkin. We have semesters.
Our first semester?
So in Texas, we don't do quarter system.
So you barely even got in good.
I never do, man. I never. It's a consistency in life for me has been the most difficult.
That's crazy.
So it's just being able to stay rooted. Yeah. And dig into it and really love what you do. So
then you go from there, you go back home.
I went home.
And what happened after that?
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Right. Honestly, I was at my mom's house and my mom was like, she was sympathetic for my situation, of course, so she let me come home and she was like, baby, look, you can work. And I was like, all right. So I started trying to find jobs, but for a kid out of high school, you don't have any experience. Yeah.
And this was
2006.
2006. Okay.
So it's like I went and I started working for this temp agency called Labor Ready,
which is some.
If anybody knows, it's
temp agencies
are brutal. I was working for $5.15 an hour. Wow. So every day I come home with a $40 check, and I put my little $40 checks together. Meanwhile, this whole time, I got all these skills. Yeah. And I could sing and I could do whatever, but there's no outlet for me to be creative. Absolutely. And I didn't. Where we're from, it's just football, man. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody tells you, you could grow up and be like a famous singer or a famous actor. We see Jamie Foxx and comes to town.
Here's these resources. Yeah. Here's this.
They don't tell you that that's possible because, there's not a lot of kids who have the talent or the what do you call it, the potential.
Right. And then just the overall someone to invest, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So and then I guess going back, how did you get into performing and singing and
Dude. Okay.
piano and
Growing up with my mom, so my mom, she shot out from Terrell to Dallas. So
Okay.
she went and worked in Dallas. And me and my older brother, Brian, we split time between being with my mom out in Dallas and being with my grandmother back in Terrell. So when we were with my mom, she would have to hustle. You know, she's a single mother. You know, she's got to do what she's got to do to make ends meet. But living in the city, it ain't easy. So she's working her jobs. And me and my brother, at times, it would be times where she'd have to leave us at home. So my brother, he's about 5 years older than I am. He would take care of me. Like he's like 9, and I'm like, 5, 6. He's like 9, 10, and we wouldn't do anything all day but sit there and watch TV and listen to the radio.
Right.
So for me, when I didn't want to, I didn't have any power being the little brother to watch, Sesame Street or whatever I wanted to watch.
watching what I'm watching?
Yeah. So I didn't want to watch that, so I revert to being in the room, like drawing and listening to the radio, coloring. So I learned a lot just from mimicking the radio.
Okay.
And I have ADHD, so it's repetitive.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to do
creativity.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a need to be creative.
Right.
And so I draw. I still doodle now. I told my partner, like, she's like, I didn't know you could do that. Like, yeah, I could do that. I doodle. I could draw some cartoons, if I want to. But I went from doing that, mimicking radio, to being able to really sing like them, and then to hone in like, oh dang, I can do that.
How old were you?
It's like 5, 6.
Okay, so you found it early.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, when people and I, not to discredit or discount anything that he's done, because he's one of the most amazing to ever live. But Michael Jackson, people, they talk about how like when he was 5 or 6, I was singing like that's how I was.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
Absolutely.
I've had it since then. And I don't know where it comes from, but it's just intrinsic ability.
That's great. And nobody came and said, we need to do something.
Bro, no one knew.
Okay.
Because I didn't tell my mom that I could sing. Just the self-esteem was never there.
So you just kept it to yourself?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just, there's so many things.
I was about to say, I was about to say somebody would have tried to at least take
course.
advantage of that, and like, not that that's the right thing to do, but damn.
No, but at some point it is.
Right,
at some point it's like, no, we can't let
you're
this.
You're gonna make us both some money. Let's go.
We're gonna extort this little man.
Right.
So I went on. I kept singing like in private, but I tried to tell one of my like friends. I think I was like 11 or 12. I told one of my friends. I said, have you ever heard that like people who can whistle real good can sing real good? I tried to tell. I didn't know how to tell him because like you don't know how to tell. Like you're in the hood. Like how you supposed to tell like your thuggish homeboy like you can sing? Hey, bro. Hey.
I'm Michael Jackson.
Sing, bro. I can sing. Shut your ass up, boy.
And then even if you sing the note, they still gonna be like,
I know you. I know you. That's not good, bro.
You all right.
Right. Like, but I was going. So
that's crazy.
But nobody knew. So I kept it under wraps up until about I started playing football. And that's what gave me football is what gave me my confidence. Basketball and football gave me the confidence.
So you was on the field
doing my thing. Like I was laying them out. Like I didn't even honestly, I got on the football field and I wasn't worried. I didn't even know I could catch that well yet.
Right.
Because I could catch. I don't miss.
Right.
But my thing was, I'm going to knock him out.
How you going to knock somebody out as a wide receiver?
Trust me. And once I feel like, once they told me you could cut, you could take their legs out.
First 5 yards?
You could put your head on their head and they'll stop. Oh, I didn't even care no more. Like, when they tried to put their hands on me, you're not going to keep your hands on me because I'm going to make sure you have some bumps at the end of the game.
Damn it.
Like, I was that guy. So
Okay.
it's like, I'm an aggressive, roughneck receiver.
Who was your favorite receiver?
Oh, Randy. Come on. Randy.
Love
Randy.
Shout out
What
to
are you
Randy,
saying?
Hall of Fame Randy.
Randy Moss.
Randy's son is going to LSU.
Michael Irvin.
Just to shout out.
Jerry Rice.
Michael Irvin. Okay.
Ocho Cinco T.
Who was your favorite team?
Growing up, man, it was the Cowboys. Growing up. Because we had the Magic.
Okay. I was a Saints fan, so I couldn't be a Cowboys.
But then my older brother, he was into the Buccaneers.
Okay.
So I got into the Buccaneers. I love Warwick Dunn.
Yep.
That was my guy. And then Detroit Lions, because I love,
Shout out to the Lions. They wasn't finna win nothing. Yeah. But, Barry Sanders was that guy. So then, let's go back to singing.
Yeah. Music. So I could sing, and I always could. The piano is my sort of choice, but I never really had access to one.
Right.
I would always see a piano in passing, and I would always like be over there trying to do it. And my mom, get your ass off that damn piano. You know what you're doing. Okay, cool.
All right, fine.
Mom.
How old were you when you started gravitating toward the piano?
Probably like 9.
Okay.
I was about 9. We moved to Louisiana, and I hated it there. I hated it. We moved to Oak Grove, so it's like northeastern.
Like Shreveport.
Like maybe about 4 hours east of Shreveport.
Okay, got it.
Like it's over there.
Right.
But it's like right on the border almost to going into Arkansas. But,
What year?
Dude, that was I have to think about that. That's like 0203.
Okay. So you were older and just knew we are not in Texas anymore.
Yeah, they beat me up actually. When I moved to Louisiana, the first week of school, they beat me up.
Damn it, man.
Because for no reason too. They said this is why they beat me up. It's like because you're from Texas and y'all Texas folks think y'all are all that. That's why they beat me up.
That sounds like Louisiana.
I'm like, what?
I've got family from Louisiana. That sounds about right.
Because we think we all that. Like, what does that have to do with me?
Right.
I'm the new kid.
You'll be a bit proud to be from Texas.
I never forget. I forgot his last name, but AJ beat me up. He beat me up at the flagpole ceremony.
Damn it, man.
He threw me in the bushes.
Damn it, man.
He punched me and then threw me in the bushes. I was a little kid, man. But, I mean, that's where I got the music. So we had this piano in my house. The house we moved into was one of my mom's husband at the time. His uncle had a house there, and we moved into that house, and the house had an old piano in it. It was untuned, but I used to
Right. Figured it. Yeah.
And then they'd be like, get off the piano, get off the piano, get off the piano. I'm like, all right, cool. But it wasn't because I sounded bad, but it's because the piano was untuned.
Right.
So just whatever you play.
Right.
But
whatever you play is
hear,
going to sound.
but I could hear it.
Right.
I could hear.
I did this.
Yeah. Like,
were you in church at all?
we used to go to church, but I didn't let the church know I could sing.
Okay, so you were no choirs, no.
Well, I got into the choir. Well, that was up in age. Like when I got to about 13, 14, that's when I couldn't hold it in anymore.
Okay.
So it was like when I got to 13, 14, I moved with my great grandfather.
Okay.
And I was playing football in Terrell, and in the locker room, I would feel good after practice, man. Or after a game, I'd just be singing in the locker room. So they'd be like, man, boy, you can sing. Boy, I was like, yeah, man, I do a little bit. And then a guy from the team, his name's Ronnie Green. He's one of my greatest friends. He's like a brother to me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ron G. He came up to me and he said, hey, man, I sing with this gospel quartet.
Okay.
And he was like, we lost a member, and, we looking for members to, join the gospel quartet. So, I would love for you to come try out. So I came over his house, and they had me, and there was this other guy. I forgot who it was, but I remember they couldn't sing like I could sing. So it was like...
No shade.
Like, no shade. Disclaimer, no shade. He couldn't sing like I could sing, and they were like, yeah, he'll fit, he'll do. So then I joined the gospel quartet. And that's how my music started.
Okay.
And when I tell you that quartet took me everywhere. We were called the Voices of Devotion.
Okay.
Voices of Devotion.
Where'd you go?
Everywhere in Texas, man.
Wow.
Listen, I've been to every small city church.
Wow.
I think that the most country city that I can remember was Coffee City.
Okay.
Coffee City, Texas. You ever been to Coffee City, Texas?
I don't even know where that is.
Coffee City, Texas.
The only thing my connection to Texas, my dad was born in Lufkin.
Okay, I know that.
And we lived in Houston not too long in 92. And in fact, my father just yesterday was talking about when we lived in Houston, the murder rate was so high that they literally put signs on the door that says, look, if you rob this convenience store, you will only get $20. Because there's only $20 in the register, and people were still robbing the convenience store. For the
That's what happens when you got people in poverty. Pac talked about it in the music, but we ain't gonna go that far.
Right. And so, it's crazy. So you were all over Texas.
All over Texas, singing with Voices of Devotion, man. We were basically opening up for his mother's group. And they were called the Eternity Gospel Singers.
Okay.
They had their CD out. They had the tour bus. So they had their stuff together. Yes. We were just we with them. when we singing, we gonna come in here and we gonna, oh Mary, don't you weep, tell mother, mama. Hey, we were getting it.
Nice.
We were just getting it.
How was that for you to say that you were in this, like, it seemed to be in this place of so much like instability, like, and to now be traveling with a group of people?
It was, man, in retrospect, to me, it was just, it felt like home. It felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, man, look at these people. They're really like, and we were saying like, I'm like an R&B singer. Like I'm an R&B singer.
Right.
Like I sing R&B.
Yeah.
We're singing gospel songs and they're putting R&B voice. So these pastors would be like, look at this young brother here with the voice like Marvin Gaye. It's like, okay, I don't know if that's good.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, but it's like, he's like, you bringing y'all to the Lord with that Marvin. He said, woo. And I was like, yeah, I did, but I mean, hopefully that's cool.
Yeah, don't
but it worked.
Okay.
And we kicked butt. Like we did a lot of different churches. A lot of different churches used to want us to come back, and I went from there and I went ahead and I graduated high school. Yeah. And I remember the night before I graduated high school, I wrote on MySpace. I wrote a MySpace bulletin. Okay. And I was like, I don't really know what's going on in my life. And I was like, but you know what? I really want to just, when I leave high school, I want to pursue my singing and acting career. And I was like, I was real forward in that in my mind, but there wasn't a way to really get to it. Right. So it was like, but I did have the opportunity to go play football. Yeah. So I did. So and even when I went to Abilene Christian University, and when my coaches there found out I could sing, then I was opening up church. I remember I got to open up at Abilene Christian University. We have basically you have to go to church every day. Yeah. Wow. So you swipe in Monday through Friday. You have to make 4.
You have to swipe in.
You have to swipe your card into church. Wow. So you have to at least make 4 of the 5 days, I believe, every week. So you go in at 11 o'clock. Sheesh. Everybody in the school, 11 o'clock, the bells ring, we go to church. That's Texas. So I remember I got to open up like one of the churches with a song. I did a lot of, I got a chance to act. That was my first acting gig too. Yeah. I acted as Malcolm X, Malik El Shabazz. Wow. Like, that was crazy cool. And that was my first, into like, oh, dude, look at this. Yeah. Like, so, okay, people will think that stuff is cool. But to me, since I've been doing it so long, it's not a talent to be able to sing. It's second nature. Yeah. So it's not that I don't appreciate it when other people do it. It's like, it's just second nature. Like,
that's what I do.
That's what you do. Like, you're born to do that. God put it in you for you to be able to do that and spread some type of energy for the rest of your life. Right. Cool. So that was the first kind of like taste of it. And then when I got kicked out of school at Abilene, I went home. There was no music. I wasn't even thinking about music. I wasn't even thinking about acting. I was thinking about
how do I get this money?
Put my life on track. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I was working for 515, and I had a brother who lived in Seattle at the time, and he asked me if I wanted to just move to Seattle.
What was he doing in Seattle?
He was in culinary. So he had went to. He was in the Air Force originally, and then he got out of the Air Force, and he wanted to go to like culinary school, culinary arts. So he did, and then he wound up landing this job at it's not there anymore, but it was called Taviolata. Okay. It was right here in Belltown. Okay. And it was a cool Italian restaurant, and he worked there, and he brought me up, and I came up. I got my first job at Subway. Okay. And I think I worked at Subway for like 5 days. Yeah. And then I got a job at Hertz. Okay. But these jobs to me, it was like
y'all making more than $5.50 an hour.
Bruh, I went from making $5.15 an hour to making $10.50 an hour with like, full benefits.
He's like, we're here now.
We're here now. And then I have my own place. So it was like, I could
spread out.
So I started taking classes at Seattle Central Community College.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's where I started. And I was in the acting program. I started taking improv and like acting classes and art. And then I was this is how it fast track. So I'm going, get off the bus. I'm going from work to school, back to work to school. Yeah. So I'm getting off the bus, going to school, going to class, and I'm singing to myself, and this random guy, he hears me singing to myself, and he's like, "Hey man, you a singer?" And I was just like, yeah. He's like, well, I got a studio over in Queen Anne. And on Fridays, I set my studio up and whoop-de-whoop. And I was like, all right, cool. So he gave me his number. I hit him up. He seemed like he was cool. And I'm from Texas, so it ain't too much I'm going to be afraid of right off the bat. We're
Right.
good. We're good. I can protect myself.
I'm good with my hands.
Yeah, I can protect myself.
Right.
I can do that much. I learned from getting beat up enough. You know, like I know how not to get beat up. Right.
Yeah.
You get beat up enough times. You know how not to get beat up ever again.
And to not be afraid.
Ever. Ever. So I show up at this guy's crib on a Friday, man. He introduced me to his girlfriend. They invite me to their home, and he shows me Cubase.
Okay.
So he introduced me to Cubase, and he had literally a studio apartment. And I thought that the whole time, probably half the time I knew him, I thought that there was more to this apartment. But it was just like this.
Yeah.
But I thought like, okay, at least one of these doors probably got a room
Go
over
into
there.
it. Yeah.
Never.
He's like, no, this is where we sleep.
This is where we
make
sleep.
music.
Like
we're
literally,
grinding.
Yeah. He pushed the bed up, and he had made his own booth.
Wow.
And so paint, I'm talking about the whole nine. And you'd think it would be like some off-brand. It was like legit.
Listen.
Had a window, everything. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm not here to live lavish. I'm here to work.
Here to work, right?
Yeah.
So he showed me how to use Cubase and kind of set me off for myself. And I had a lot of tracks that were horrible.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, as we do.
Yeah. But I mean, I learned, and I started learning more and more. And then I put out some stuff on from what I did. It was basically mixtape. What he would do, he would go. There used to be a record store in Queen Anne, but they closed it. What was that record store called?
I don't know.
Was it? I want to say it's Easy Street Records.
It may have been Easy Street. Actually, yes.
I want to say it's Easy Street.
Yes, because I know there's another one up in the U District.
He would go there.
Yeah.
On Friday, and he would pick up a beat CD.
Okay.
So he would get like a Jake one or Vitamin D.
Shout out to Jake One and Vitamin D.
And that's where I started on those beats.
Yeah.
Those are the beats I started on. I think we had a foreign exchange one.
Okay.
So that's where I started. And those beats were always the type of beats I wanted to be on.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be on a song, I want to be on something like that.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna put my gospel R&B with that.
Okay.
So it's like, okay. So then I was real deep into hip hop, and so then I started to cream it in with gospel R&B hip hop.
Yeah.
And so literally, I put a song on MySpace Music Player. I called it Some Days. It was a beat that I had from Foreign Exchange. It got so many listens.
Nice.
So many listens. But even before that, the only reason it got that many listens is because when I was playing football, if we go back, I had I was playing at Abilene Christian. I got a chance to play with the prestigious gospel legend, Kirk Franklin.
Wow.
I played with his son, Carry-On.
Wow.
Carry-On Franklin. Shout out to Carry-On. That's my boy. That's my brother for life.
Yeah.
And Carry-On had a camera.
Okay.
And Carry-On gave me a camera, and I was like, yo, I want to make a video of me singing.
Yeah.
So we were buff, and I was like, let me take this video. So I took it in my dorm and went out into the hallway of my dorm, and I started singing
good
to this
acoustics.
camera. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I sang a Pretty Willie song.
Okay.
Lay your body down. And I literally,
I
went to sleep, woke up, that thing had 100,000 views on it.
Wow.
I was literally one of the first YouTube singers ever.
Okay.
There was nobody on YouTube.
I was about to say, because this had to be 06? Yeah.
Nobody was doing it.
Yeah, no.
So
not in 06.
I'm going to credit myself. I'm going to take that as credit to myself for being one of the first cover artists on YouTube ever. Like, I would put on a video and I'd wake up and it had 50,000 views.
Wow.
Put on a video, wake up, 100,000. Put on a video, 200,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't think anything of it because YouTube wasn't YouTube.
You didn't get any clout from being on YouTube.
You didn't get any monetization from at that point.
Right,
so it was like, even if you did, it's somebody else's songs.
Right.
So we weren't that far along. So when I put the songs on MySpace, then it was like, okay, they suck though.
Right.
So it wasn't what you hear on the radio, but it was like some mixtape shit.
Yeah.
And then from that, some people around the town heard that I could sing from just being in Seattle. And then I got linked in with 84 Fly.
Yep.
I got linked in with No Clue.
Yep.
I got linked in with the Parker Brothers.
Okay.
I got linked in. Then I had a production deal with Common Sense Studios.
Okay.
So it just started rolling, and then that's when I went over. But I was still here. I still wasn't. I wasn't not taking it serious, but it still wasn't available to me the thought that I could really take this music and make some money and really be famous.
Right.
And it's like, well, how do we do it?
Right.
And then somebody was like, hey, man, there's this semi-pro team. They're looking for a wide receiver.
Right.
I went and played semi-pro.
Wow. Okay.
I went back to my natural habitat because I had the opportunity to play ball.
Where was this?
This was for the Puget Sound Titans.
Wow. Okay.
So I started receiver for them.
Yeah.
And we won 14 games straight.
I had no idea.
So
That's crazy.
Shout out to all the cats that played on that squad. That was a hell of a squad, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
So from there, this is where our paths meet. Watch
Right.
this. So from there, I had met a guy just being in the hood. I was club promoting. I was making music on MySpace. So, but it wasn't serious.
Right.
It was serious enough to the point where I could go in the club. I could record something Friday day, put it in the club Friday night because I know the DJ
check
because
it out.
I
Yeah.
club promoted this club.
Yeah.
So it went from that to playing football again. And I ran past, I got the chance to meet the brother of Nate Robinson. His name is
Chicken,
Anthony Stewart.
That's crazy.
I fucking love Chicken. Chicken is the most positive, free-spirited, real.
I haven't seen Chicken since Central.
No, Chicken is the man.
Okay.
I love him. And dog, he was like, yo, Central, you should come to the workout. Central's got a workout. You need to you could play.
Okay.
You can play, bro. He's like, bro, you can start.
Right.
And I was like, you think? He's like, they'll offer you. I'm like, well, let me go work out.
Let's figure it out.
So I went and worked out.
Yeah.
First workout, one of the coaches pulled me aside. I believe his name was Coach Smith. He was like, you need to come here. You need to come here. He's like, whatever, do the paperwork. I'll make sure you get the money.
Yo.
And I was like, all right, I'm at Central, and that's how I wound up at Central.
That's crazy. Because I was gonna ask you. I had no idea. I was like, how the hell did you end up in Ellensburg, Washington?
Yeah, man. That's how I ended up at Central.
The thing, like, people talk a lot of shit about Central from this side of the mountain, but I think the thing that I can say, I say a couple of things about Central. One, it was small enough to make a big impact in such a small space.
Yep.
And two, I know so many people that got their first shot, second shot, third shot out in Ellensburg, Washington.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and Central was going to take care of you. Like,
They were going to take care of me. Dude. I went to the workout. I came the first day, I think it was like spring ball or something. Like, they had already started, but the coaches had heard about me. So they were like, come out. They're like, dude, just get your insurance. Come out tomorrow. We'll have it all ready for you. Literally went in the circ.
right.
Tore my knee up first day. Tore my meniscus.
At the gym.
At the gym playing basketball with some Rudy Poots. So
Oh.
I had a life check. That's when I had a life check myself, and I said, you know, I don't like pain.
Yeah.
I don't like to be hurt. That's why I'm such a good fighter, because I don't want to be in pain.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure you stop.
Yeah.
Before you do anything to me, because I don't want to be in pain.
Dang.
So I said, what can I do? What am I like? The only reason people like me, like, I'm very intelligent.
Yeah.
I can be as intelligent as you want me to be. I can learn. I can resource. I can whatever it takes. But people like me, I'm a free spirit.
Yeah.
I don't like to be binded by a book. I don't like to be
Right.
binded. I like to live in the book, but also live in the real world too.
Right.
So I said, what can I do? The only real reason I went to school was to get to the NFL.
Right.
Because that's the steps you got to take. You go to the school, you show out, you get the pro date,
Right.
and and that's how you get it.
Right.
So I said, what else can I do? I said, well, how are we gonna get this knee fixed? We don't got insurance. I was like, you can't work for it.
Right.
Can't ask your parents for it. Can't ask your grandparents for it. You're out here by yourself at this point. So it's like, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna go to school. Yeah. So I went to school at Central for about 3 years, and I would come back on this side. And I literally came all the time to the point where people thought I went to UW. I was at UW all the time.
That's what I was about to say, because there was definitely that connection. Yeah.
People thought I went to UW because I would go to UW's retro open mic night.
Right.
Because I love to sing.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was out with it.
Yeah.
Because the confidence was there. It was enough to where, I'll sing. I'll get on stage and sing.
Shout out to UW Retro.
Yeah, shout out to UW Retro. They gave me some clout in
Yeah.
Seattle. They gave me some clout because I would go from, not only was I club promoting, and then that's a whole nother thing. That's basketball to me there. Not only was I club promoting, I was now just showing up all around Seattle, and he's this talented guy singing. I want to know more.
And Will Basham
yeah, that's
had
a good buddy of mine.
transferred to.
He was at Central first.
Yeah.
So he transferred to, I believe, UW Bothell.
I think it was UW Bothell. Yeah.
And Yeah, because he wanted to do the fraternity thing.
Yeah, shout out to Will.
Shout out to our
follow him on the gram.
Yeah, good buddy of mine. And basically, what happened there is, literally, got a chance to sing.
Yeah,
and got a chance to go to Central.
Yep.
And further my singing career, and that's when I really started getting into the piano.
Yep.
And I started getting into like, okay, so look, I can't play no football.
Right.
So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
Cause I can do it really good.
Yeah.
Really well, and I can entertain people really well. And this is. I feel like when I'm doing it, I feel like I'm at home. It's my passion. I'm like, oh my God, this is my passion.
Absolutely.
Oh shit, I found my passion.
Yeah.
And so like, to explain that to your friends when you're this football player, it's not easy. So it's like
they know you for something completely
different,
yeah.
Right? And they know me for being the funny guy, But like, I like to sing, man. It's my music is my passion. So then I got a chance to do a few shows there at Central, and then I did a competition, the Showtime at the McConnell, and I won that thing.
Hey, I remember I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
I didn't think I was gonna even win. I just went. I was like, you know what, this would be a good way to get some exposure. You know, sing, test the waters.
What year was that?
I don't know. I think it might be 2009, 2010, maybe.
Yeah. Like, it sounds like 2009. Yeah. It had to be 2009 because I graduated 2009.
Yep. That was the year then. I won, and when I won, I was like, dang.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I ever won.
Wow.
I've never been in, like, I don't like competition. I don't feel like music is a competition.
Yeah.
I feel like music is a God-given gift, and it's something that should be shared and not
And Showtime
critiqued.
at the McConnell. So it's to folks who don't know, Showtime at the McConnell was the Black Student Union's version of Showtime at the Apollo.
But at the same time, I had a production deal with Common Sense Studios. Mm-hmm. So Common Sense Studios, shout out to them. They really grew me. They grew me. Mm-hmm. They grew me as an artist because they showed me exactly how good I wasn't.
Right.
So even if you could sing, anybody can sing. I can sing and bust out a bad song, but at the end of the day, can you translate that in the studio to a good track? Mm-hmm. And I couldn't at the point in time because I didn't know what I was doing, but I also didn't have the free reign to go in the studio and just mess with stuff. You know what I mean? To see what stuff does. So I wound up getting dropped from this production deal. Mm-hmm. And so that just means all the songs that I had ever done were just null and void, you know? So it's like they'll never come out. I have them, but you'll never hear them.
Right.
Like, I might sample them, but so I wound up getting, you know, I've been through a lot as a kid, you know? So it's like to see somebody shut a door on me, it ignites a fire and a passion because, dude, like you said, we've been through so much, so we know our worth. But my thing is, before I was 10 years old, I've been through so much that 20 and 30-year-olds never will see.
Right.
They'll never see it.
Right.
So when I got dropped from that deal, I said, you know what? I don't need someone with a studio to validate my talent.
Right.
And I don't mean no shade on Common Sense, but it was the fact that they did what they were supposed to do. If I was them, I would have dropped the shit out of me too. Because fuck that. But what has to validate you is you. Right.
And you were someone who I know was
doing
recording yourself.
No, I wasn't. Not yet.
Okay.
This is before then. This is why that happened.
Okay.
So I got kicked off this deal, and I was rocking with Roderick from Tacoma.
Yep.
And Roderick has showed me all I need is that right there.
Yep.
If I have my own computer, I can do this by myself.
Right.
He showed me that I could do it. And then Eloquent, I was working with Eloquent.
Okay.
He showed me you can make your own beats. You can make you don't need it. And then Teal.
Yep.
Teal
from what is it? What was he at the time?
Undercast.
Yes.
And it was like they showed me these are the top producers and the top people in the city, showing me that it's very possible, but it still hadn't clicked yet that I could do it for myself.
And the game was changing at a time where you had so much. Technology was changing, music was changing, platforms. I
can get on MySpace and get 14,000 on this song in a week.
Right.
I can move the numbers. If I can
get a show and get a
I run the club.
Yep.
My group runs the club, so there's no reason why I can't get a show.
Yeah.
I was opening up for Jeremiah with MySpace songs.
Right.
Stuff that wasn't even good to me. So then it went to a point where I got dropped from the deal, and I said, you know what? I went and bought. I took a student loan out.
Yeah.
I went and bought everything.
Yeah.
And I made my first album, which was Love and Tonic.
I remember that.
Now, to this day, I don't care what I make. I can make the best album ever.
I'm pretty sure I still have that album.
People will go back to Love and Tonic and be like, but Love and Tonic, though.
It ain't Love and Tonic.
But Love and Tonic, though.
You made the beats.
No, well, I wasn't making beats then. I got the beats from Cuddy Fresh. Even though Mike, like he said, he had dropped me, he had still made it available for me to work with these people because he wanted to see me grow. And so I started recording myself, and I got beats from everywhere, man. I was just finding them, finding people, making beats, boom, song, and writing these songs. So I did that project. That went out, and I had this song called, I remember, I believe Chris Brown had passed on this beat that Cuddy had gave him. Yeah. And Cuddy was a part of The Business. Yep. The Business. Yep. I made this song called Hide and Go Get It.
I remember Hide and Go Get It.
And I shot this video to it.
Yep.
Shout out to Rita. Rita, that's one of my great friends. I had met her in acting class. And literally, the city went on fire. Yeah. I was doing shows everywhere off that album. So that let me know that I could really do it. And then, then I started working with Teal more closely, and Teal and Sean. And they had a group called the Smash Bros. Okay. And they were working with the legendary Darkchild. Yep. So I got a chance to literally, I was flying in and out of Seattle to LA to go work with Darkchild, Rodney Jerkins. Yep. And I don't know if you guys have known, but Rodney Jerkins has worked with Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Beyonce, Destiny's Child. Yep. Anybody you know that's got it. Right. I was working with him. Yeah. Like, and he was telling, like, he saw something in my voice, and we were pitching, like, I was pretty much doing all these songs for everybody. I was cutting songs to send to everybody, cutting songs to send over to Beluga Heights, cutting songs to send over to here and there, Enrique, Britney. Like, he would, like, I'd be in the room, and he'd, like, literally, hey, watch this. And he'd call Britney Spears on the phone. Like, dude, it's crazy. And then I got, just working with him, I got a chance to work with Sierra. Okay. So Sierra came in the studio one day, and she saw something we were doing some post-production stuff. And I took my voice, and we were modulating my voice and putting it in the production. And we wound up putting it on one of her songs called Got Me Good. Yeah. So I got a credit from doing that, and that's it was just amazing. Right. And then I got a chance to, then I had a friend from college, and this is just how God works. Scream. You remember Scream? No. Jerome Morris? A lot of people don't know is that Jerome Morris is also an amazing dancer. What? And he had danced in so many of Chris Brown's, like, he danced in Chris Brown's videos. Like, he's done so, he's an amazing dancer and a connector. Yeah. So he connected me with some people. 2011, you see Sean Carson in All-Star Weekend. Yeah. I'm meeting Kobe Bryant. I'm meeting R. Kelly. Yeah. I'm meeting, like, stars. Yeah. Like, so just being in that environment, I was like, okay, I gotta get out of here. Yeah. I gotta get out here. I wound up, like, I like to tell people I retired from college, and I moved to LA on an opportunity to work or to be on a TV show. I can't tell you the TV show, obviously, because of NDAs I've signed. But I went to be on a TV show, and I wound up meeting some great people, some not so great people. Some relationships that budded from that situation, from that TV show that I was supposed to be on. But the night before, I wasn't really focused. Got in front of some executives and didn't do me. I was not focused. So, I mean, there's really no excuse around it. Just the focus wasn't there. Right. And I had the worst audition of my entire life. I've never sang that bad. And this is me. This is me. Yeah. This is me. Yeah. And not that I have that much confidence, but this is me. Yeah. I've been singing for 24, 25 years now. So it's like, what are you doing, dude? Yeah. Who are you singing like right now? Yeah. This ain't me. And I had a bad audition, and they cut me from the show, so I never even really made the show. So after that, I was still working with Darkchild, but I had some discrepancies where I just wanted to work. I needed to work on me and not more so be making music or for everyone else. Right. I needed to work on me at that point in time. So.
And this was
2012. Okay. So this is 6 years out of high school.
I was gonna say
6 years away from home. Yeah. And I moved, down to LA.
And you never look back.
And I never looked back.
Wow.
And since then, I went on to work with a lot of more artists from around the world and still traveling, doing shows.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to come back and do the Tacoma Dome.
Yes.
That was for Dope Fest 3.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what dreams are made of.
Yeah.
Put it like that. Like, I got a chance to go out in front of a stadium full of people.
Right.
And do my thing.
That's awesome. That's
And,
because you still had the Seattle relationship. You still have the Seattle relationship.
Of course.
Excuse me.
Of course. What made it epic was the fact when I first moved to Washington, when I think I was like 12, 13, my family was living in a homeless shelter in downtown Tacoma.
Wow.
So I used to look at the Tacoma Dome every day.
Yeah.
Every day I would look at the Tacoma Dome, and then to be on stage in front of thousands.
Inside.
On the same bill as Gucci Mane, on the same bill as, Will Singe, one of my great friends.
That's
I love him. Shout out to
Yeah.
Will. To be on the same bill and to be able to like express myself.
Yeah.
And really show, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
it was mind blowing.
And so as I wrap this up,
Yeah.
I was talking with my homie Peter Tosh.
Peter, I love Peter, yeah.
Shout out to Peter Tosh. And him and I were talking about just as an independent artist, the level of money that goes into making this from a hobby to like what your passion is. And he said, dudes could get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
How did you navigate, and how do you navigate and figure out like what you're doing, and how do you continue to take those next steps of getting placements and popping up here to do the Tacoma Dome and popping up there to do shows in LA?
Well, I'll tell anybody, none of this is easy.
Yeah.
None of it. And I've had a lot of lonely nights. I've had a lot of nights where I've been unsure of myself. I've had a lot of nights where things don't make sense. The money ain't right. You're getting less than you deserve. But what you have to do is you have to persevere, and you have to understand that real music will live forever.
Absolutely.
It's going to live forever. But you have to also understand that just because you can make real music doesn't mean that's what they want at the time. So you have to pay attention to the music market and what they're making, and be able to not only make what they're making, but to make what you're making. And as a singer, for me personally, literally, I have to work twice as hard as, well, not even twice as hard. I have to work almost at a God level of creation, because I myself am a one-man team. So that means I produce the song, I engineer the song, I write the song, I sing the song, perform the song, blah, 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 so on and so on. So I'm working against, where I'm one man and I have no help, I'm working against teams. When you see Chris Brown, there's a team of people behind. When you see Usher, there's a team. There's people that, if he doesn't feel like writing those songs, there's people that we got songs already.
Know that I write it. I wrote it. I cut
produced
you
a reference track.
I cut you a reference.
Right.
All of that.
There's
Just come in and
there's
sing
a
it.
production behind that one man. When you see that one man, when you see me, know that I'm a sniper.
Right.
I can do whatever I want whenever I feel like it, because I've been here long enough to know how not to get beat up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just
how not to mess it up when I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still learning that. We all still learn, but I'll say, like, in this independent artistry, dude, it's difficult, man, and it's not for the weak of heart. It's a lot of guys that are in the game, they hide behind money.
Yeah.
Money doesn't make good music.
Absolutely.
Money can buy good music.
Yeah.
Money can buy real music, but it don't make it.
That's
so
real.
There's only a few men in the industry who know that power and don't abuse it. So what I've done with myself is, instead of following, I've never been a follower. I've always been against the grain, even when it hurts.
Right.
But at the same time, I call it a good abrasion.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we need to go against the grain to create a new layer,
Absolutely.
a new platform. So that's what I've done. Instead of, I'm from Texas, man. I don't kiss nobody's ass.
Right.
I ain't kissing your ass. I'm not gonna tell you a lie. I'm gonna tell you what I really think. And if you don't like it, so be it. But I'm still gonna feel the way I feel because I've been where I've been. It's my perception. It's me, and a me stands for my experience to me. So I'm always gonna keep it real. So what I did instead of continuously kissing ass and trying to rub elbows, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go create my own platform. So I have enough music and I have enough thoughts, and I created Carson. So not only do it's a great way for me to show off all of my talents, but also be able to bring along people who talents that I believe in.
Absolutely.
So Carson is a musical social dramatic comedy, social dram-com.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much based on just shit that's happening now, but also things that really hard hit in our communities.
Yeah.
And I have the first episode, pilot episode. I'm working on the script for the next episode, and that's going to be done here in the next couple of weeks. But I've got a great cast of people who not only believe in themselves, but believe in the script and believe in the platform, what we're doing. And it's a great way to push music, not only for myself, but from the artists that I believe in.
Absolutely.
And
that's what's, listen.
Create your own platform.
In a world of Issa Rae's and like James Bland's, like, y'all are the ones who are showing us the way,
dude,
of how to do this shit, and unapologetically wearing multiple hats.
Sorry,
I need it all.
Are you gonna do it? No. Okay, it's okay. There's a book. I'll read that book and I'll learn how to do it myself.
Figure this shit out.
Right?
Yeah.
And it just, for me, real quick, it just goes back to being a kid. Like, when you're the new kid on the block, don't stress.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And if they don't want to play with you, you can make your own game and play for yourself, by yourself. Absolutely. And you don't need anybody to tell you that you're validated. You're validated through God. God validates me. So I don't need anybody to give me an award. I don't need anybody to give me a show. I'll make my own show. Yeah. I'll make my own show. I'll make my own music, and I'll make my own people happy, because that's what I'm about. I'm man of my people through God. Right. So the music, it always, now, I've been singing a lot of sad songs. I just changed my heart, and I've been doing happier music, man. Okay. Because I want to speak good things in the life. Yeah. So, I definitely want to play you some music before I get out of here. Absolutely. And, yeah, man, I'm just happy to be alive, and I'm happy to be in good company. We started a video production company called Burley. We're going to be launching that probably first of the year. And what we do is we tell people's real stories.
That's it. Well, listen, thank you.
Thank you, man, for having me, man.
This is awesome. I'm going to let you catch your flight. We're going to play some music, and
All right, man. Cool. Thanks for having me. Peace out. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Mr. Sean Carson. You can catch some music and more content on www.seancarsonmusic.com. Catch me on Facebook, all that good stuff. Let's have some fun. Holla at your boy. Yeah. Down. What's going on, everybody? It's Sean Carson. You just tuned in to No Blueprint Podcast.
If you liked what you heard, be sure to donate so we can keep going. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube, so be sure to subscribe, rate, and comment. You have no idea how much it helps. We also want to know what you think. You can hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can even use the hashtag #NoBlueprint. And if you're really down with the movement, you can join our Patreon account and become a patron, where you'll get exclusive content and limited edition merchandise. No Blueprint is powered by Ambassador Stories. We share stories of the people, places, and spaces that bring soul to our communities. No Blueprint is recorded at Ambassador Stories Studios and co-produced with me, Maya Aina. Hear more episodes of No Blueprint and get official No Blueprint merchandise at noblueprintpodcast.com.